this is going to be a quick tutorial on how to fix your colors for your capture card. What I'm going to do is on the screen, I'm going to show you what this normally looks like and how it looks when you're done. That way you have a good example and hopefully you'll understand if this tutorial is for you. This is what the video looks like without the LUT filter. This is what it looks like with the LUT filter. Notice the blacks on the edges, the top and the bottom, are actually black when it's applied. And then all the color should just be a little bit more accurate to what they're supposed to be. But what we're going to do is something called applying a LUT filter. And what that does is it just maps your colors to a color range. However, we need to understand how wrong the colors are before we can fix it. So in the description, I've linked a Google Workspace. We're going to use this for the majority of the work, and the other half is just going to be us collecting screenshots and double checking. For this example, I will be using the Elgato capture card software. However, at the end of the day, you'll just have to take screenshots, so I'll show a different way around it as well. So once you've navigated to the link in the description, all you have to do is just on the step 1, click on this little run button for the code. And then once that's run, you'll see a little green check mark. We're going to scroll down. And so now we got to get our reference colors. These are what we're going to use to check against what we are seeing through the capture card. These values I have selected will be in the description. You will just copy and paste them in. And we need to fix this. This will be set to, I think, 3x3. And you're going to update it to 4x6. And then once you've done those two things, you're just going to click play. And you'll see this little tile appear down below. From here, we need to take this image. And so let's go ahead and we'll just save this image. Then what we need to do is display this image on our capture card's capture. So what I'll do is my capture card's capturing my main display, and we can see that. If I bring it over here, we can see the computer that's capturing it. For the sake of this tutorial, I will be using the Elgato capture utility. However, you can open up OBS and take screenshots there. Just if you're using Elgato capture, make sure you click on the setting thing and make sure that you do not have your colors adjusted. So if you go into picture, make sure these are all set to 0. We do not want any color correction. We want to do this in the LUT. All you got to do in this situation is click this little screenshot button when we can see that little calibration card. So for this, let's go ahead and just throw this up right here. And then we will just click on this little screenshot button, and that will give us a screenshot that should pop up right here. So now we have this, and we need to use this to tell it what our image looks like. On the flip side, if you are using OBS, you can do the same thing. It's not going to be quite as straightforward, but if you right click on this, you can full screen your projector to your display. And then all you have to do is click print screen in Windows 11, and you can select this to rectangle and drag and drop. And that'll give you a screenshot that we'll have to use in this step. Once we've captured that screenshot, go ahead and take that screenshot and we're going to use it. So let's grab our screenshot. Once we've gotten that screenshot over, we need to edit this and crop out our little color pad. What I would recommend, and you really don't have to be super accurate, just go ahead and open this in Paint. And then go ahead and select your little crop tool up here. Try to get it pretty close. Doesn't have to be perfect. Then just go ahead and crop it. All we have to do is click on this little crop button right here. And boom. We have our colors as the capture card sees them. This is critical. We're going to go ahead and save this. And then we can close out of this. So at this point, we just have an image of the color cards. However, we can see that the colors in the capture card are a little bit different from the colors in the reference photo. For my example, we can see most clearly probably the black. We can see this black's kind of a gray. This black is black. So what we're going to do is on step 3, go ahead and click on run. That's going to give us a little choose file box. And we're just going to select that file we just cropped. If done correctly, these colors should look very similar to the colors on the card. If they do not, we might not have gotten a very accurate screenshot. All you should have to do is adjust the border. I think you can go up here and dial this in. And it basically all this is doing is it's ignoring the edges of each color. And so as you increase this, if you put it to like 50, I believe it'll be a little less accurate and it'll look more to the direct center. So now that we've gotten that, we're going to move to step 4. We are telling the code to analyze the colors that have been seen by the capture card versus the reference colors that it knows we are using, and it's going to determine the difference. Then we pretty much just run down this, and we're going to stop at one step and make some modifications. From here we can see there is a color error across it, and that's what you're seeing when we look at the colors and we see that it looks wrong. Go to step 6, we're going to click play. Go to step 8. Apparently I skipped 7. That's okay. Run step 8. And so this is a test. If you want to look at how the colors have impacted it, you can upload your own file. So for this, I have this photo right here. And by default, I'll show you the most glaring thing about this in my personal opinion. If we were to put this screenshot into Clip Studio, which you don't need this is just a reference so I can kind of show you. If I right click on this, this is supposed to be black. However, we can see the color code is registering this as 141414. Black is supposed to be 000, and that's why it looks kind of hazy. It's kind of a gray. However, when we make the modifications, we can go ahead and click play on step 9. So this is just our image that we uploaded. From here, it's going to do some modifications, and it should give us the image with the colors adjusted. Now we have the image with the colors adjusted. If I save this image, we go back to Clip Studio. I just drag this in here. Besides it crushing the resolution, ignore that. If we right click on this section, we can see black is now black. It's 000. That's the color it's supposed to be. And so what this does is it is just mapping the colors to be more accurate. And then after this, you can change your contrast or whatever to make it look different. But I always like to start with a nice clean baseline. So now that we've got that, we're actually skipping this. Go ahead and click on run, but we're going to comment something out later to not use this. The idea behind this is this is making it ignore the color curve on bright white colors and dark black colors. The issue is it's going to leave that ugly gray. For a camera, like video, that would be probably for the best. But for a game, the colors are always 100% accurate. So we should not need to adjust it. And so this is the example. If we pull this into Clip Studio, this will be like back to the 141414 value. Actually, we can see it right here. With the new gamma curve, it's now 11. 1111 is a black, which is not quite black. So from here, this is our last step that is very important. We need to find the two sections, these two things labeled highlight gamma curve and apply shadow gamma curve. We do not want this because this is going to make the whites inaccurate and the blacks inaccurate. We do not want it. You can comment these out with pound symbols or just highlight it, delete it with backspace. Then go ahead and run this. And when this finishes, it's going to give us a LUT file. All you have to do, right click on this, save the image. Just for the sake of ease, we'll call this Elgato LUT, and then go ahead and save it. So at this point, we now have an Elgato Lux file. And what this is it's just a map of the colors and how they should be corrected. Go ahead and take that file, and we're going to put it into OBS as a filter. You're just going to find your video source. For me, it's an Elgato capture card. Right-click it, go to Filters. Under Effect Filters, we're going to add and apply LUT. From here, we're going to browse for a path, and I would recommend take that LUT file we have, just go ahead and throw it in there. Do keep in mind it takes administrator rights. If you don't have that, you can put it somewhere else. And then we're going to select our LUT file, and then we can see very clearly, look at that, and notice how we go from that kind of gross gray shade to every color, including black, to a nice crisp black. This should fix pretty much all your color issues. The color's still going to be a little bit compressed, but it should at least be accurate. And at this point, you can do whatever you want. You can apply color correction, do whatever you need. Hopefully that tutorial helped. If you have any concerns or questions, feel free to leave a comment under the video. And have a great rest of your day.